we are big fans of you, Princess Jafar. So we want to say, Christmas is canceled and we love you. Christmas is canceled and how do you do? That's right, darling. Our wonderful Princess Jafar, we just want you to keep on being the wonderful, beautiful heart that you are and keep shining like the beautiful person that you are. All right? We love you. Stay safe. Christmas might be canceled, but Princess Jafar is still fierce. Don't you ever forget that part.
I've got some bad news, folks. Christmas is going to be canceled.
Where's Christmas? Lisa, where's Christmas?
Santa will never find us now.
This just in from the Weather Bureau. A severe storm warning is now in effect for the entire mountain region. All roads have been closed until further notice.
Oh no. What about Grandma's? What about Christmas?
Let's do it. All right. Welcome to Princess Jafar's Christmas is Canceled. I have terrible news for you. Christmas is canceled. But I'm still Princess Jafar. And today, I don't know where to look, but I'm going to look at you.
Look me directly in the eyes the whole time.
This is my first time recording live with another human in
Hi.
the building. This is Max. I got this. Begler.
Yeah, that's me.
Max Begler. I have a friend named Max Gigler. G-I-G.
Oh.
So that's how I remembered your name today.
Well, that's good. You were close.
Yeah.
There's a lot of names you're putting out there. Just put everybody's name.
I'm saying everyone's name today. That's what this
just
pod's
let
all about.
everybody know about everybody.
This is an all receipts, all names type of podcast. We have Max Begler. You use your name, right? I can say that?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
you can use my name.
Of
That's fine.
Sunny Daze and the Weathermen.
Weathermen, yeah.
Men,
Multiple.
with the E.
Multiple.
Okay, great. Sunny Daze and the Weathermen. That is a Pittsburgh funky, jammy, surfy group of musicians, talented folk who I met at Elvis night at Spirit Lodge. As long as he's not dead, I can still say his name.
That's true. That's true.
Once you die, you're not allowed to be talked about anymore.
Yes.
That's not my rules. That's podcast rules.
That's fair.
So that's why all those murder mystery podcasts are doing so
That's
poorly.
true.
say
Exactly.
anyone's names.
Everybody knows that everybody hates murder mystery podcasts.
Yeah.
It's like tanks.
That's why I'm not doing it. That's why mine is about Christmas episodes, because that is where the money is.
Oh yeah.
There's so many listeners. No, we probably get around 15, 16 people listening.
That's more than the people that listen to my music. So
That's how I feel. I just think of it as like a intimate little show. We know most of the people listening. There's like one or two internationals, but most of the people probably know us.
You should have your international fans on. Call them
I'm gonna
in.
try.
You should.
They need to comment.
Yeah, I think
don't know who they
any
are.
international fans of Christmas is Canceled, please write into the show and make sure that you claim how much you want to be on it.
Yes. And pick an episode. We'll do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this show, if you're new to it, we pick episodes of TV shows. I don't like to do movies. Too much to talk about.
That's like 3 hours.
Oh God, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how these podcasters do it. I don't really want to do too many even specials like Rudolph and Frosty. Everyone talks about those. This did start off with Rudolph, the first episode, but that's because my special guest did the Broadway play. So he knew a lot.
That's fair. Okay.
Right? So it was, But you said that you are well researched for today's episode.
I am.
This is Saved by the Bell, Season 3, Episode 24 and 25. It's a two-parter.
It's season 4, Episode 24, 25. You gave me the wrong one.
And
is it season 3?
Yeah, Season 3.
Maybe I
Episode 24 and
maybe I
25.
found it wrong again.
Because that's what it is on Sockshare, which is where I watched it. Don't go to that site. Anyone listening,
you'll get a virus.
Yeah, I know how to do it because I'm like a pro internet user. I know where to click and where not to click, but don't do it. It's not for the entry level person. But that's where I screen grabbed that from and then uploaded it to my Vimeo and sent it to you. So that we have a little private screening link of the episode.
I saw it on Hulu.
I could have just done Hulu.
Yeah, it's all on there.
I didn't. You know what? I went to Peacock and it wasn't there.
You would think.
Episodes, well, it stopped at 18.
That makes sense.
And I was like, maybe it was pulled because it's been called controversial in the last 2 years.
Has it really been called controversial?
I mean, YouTube loves talking about it. They're like, the episode where Zach Morris sexually assaults a homeless girl.
That was the thing. So I've seen people talk about this like 3 different times.
Yeah.
And I thought after I told you that we should do this one, I was like, maybe not. But we've never talked about this. We've never even talked on a podcast. So it feels appropriate.
I've never talked before, which if you're listening, you'll see how bad I am at finishing sentences and articulating.
Yeah. So yeah, Saved by the Bell.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
It's all right because we're saved by the bell, and we're also saved by this commercial break. So we'll be back with more Princess Jafar's Christmas is Cancelled right after a magical word from our sponsors.
Ding.
Feeling good, feeling sad. Need a friend, need a dad. Call 134 Princess. Yes, 134 Princess.
That's 1-347-746-2377. Princesses are standing by. Call now. Beta messaging rates may apply.
Hi, it's Stephen Grabinski from Misfeed Press. Princess Jafar might have canceled Christmas, but your zine dreams can still come true at misfeedpress.com. Come and get some zines and some prints and all that kind of printed out stuff at misfeedpress.com.
Hey, it's Slim from Half Five Productions wishing you happy holidays. Even though Christmas is canceled, you can still stuff your stockings with a sack full of singles from Lynn Starr, Quiet, Cello, El Bouye, and Shaki Shaki at half5music.co. That's .co. While you're there, pick up some of our latest merch for yourself or your loved ones. We have tees, sweatshirts, and beanies ready for cold winter nights.
Baby, pull me close. Want nothing in between us. Let's join our souls. Let's get mixed up.
Ding.
Yes, and then we'll...
Should we start the break back with the ASMR?
With a break. Yeah.
With
I love that. With a break of the Kit Kat bar. I recently was singing Give me a break of that. I don't remember. I was singing the Kit Kat song to another song. It'll come to me later.
You ever see that The Office where they're doing that?
No.
Where he can't remember what the tune is.
No.
Like, break me off a piece of that. Fancy feast. Like, he's just going through all the options. It's none of them.
I'm waiting for Hospice to get into Office. Yeah, that's when I'll watch The Office on my last days. Okay, we have a Terry's.
This is
chocolate orange.
Oh yeah.
5 servings. That's wild. 4 pieces. That's what you're allowed to have is 4 pieces each. This is the original chocolate orange.
I think anybody can probably eat these in like one sitting. Now, have you ever had orange chocolate before?
I have.
Okay.
Well, you got to smash it first.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, you smash it.
You smash that. You eat them different than I do.
You go like this.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
This is not the way that I was. This is the ASMR.
Sure that's what you do.
Wow.
That's what I learned on television as a kid.
Really?
That's what they would do on TV, yeah.
When you whack a Terry's chocolate orange, good things happen. Terry's chocolate orange, smashing great taste.
They would smash it on the table.
What shows had
commercials for the orange chocolate?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, it does!
Did it open it?
Yeah, it does!
Yeah,
it works great!
Isn't that weird?
This whole time I've been like cutting them with knives and
it's
stuff.
Like a little cute little chocolate butthole in there.
Yeah, it is. Just take 4 of them. Take your whole serving.
I'm gonna have 4 at once.
Yeah.
Do you eat the rind? Do you eat them like this?
Yeah, I do eat them. No, I do eat them like they're actual oranges. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, it doesn't feel like Christmas or Christmas appropriate without these.
It's just so good. People like to shit on chocolate and orange. Baristas are very either or for chocolate orange drinks. I think it's great.
I agree. That's why our sponsor today is Terry's Chocolate Oranges.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do you like that? ASMR. Eating on the pod. Oh, that's a sin. Oh yeah. That's delicious. So, I want to start with, where were you in like 1991? What's your life?
I wasn't born.
I didn't think so.
No. My sister was alive.
Thank God.
Is this so? What year is this episode from? This is
91, I think.
This is 91.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is a lot earlier than I remember, because I have a vivid memory of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
But because of how vivid my memory is, I thought it would be older.
Right.
But it was very impactful.
Yeah, it's one of those shows that's like, I think it fucked up a whole generation of kids.
So
honestly,
I think so too. It did, because all the characters are pretty violently maniacal.
Yeah.
Narcissists.
And they're rude.
So rude, and they're rude to each other.
Yeah, like Zach Morris as like a character in any sense is just kind of like psychotic a little bit. Like there's not like one scheme that he has that you're like, why do you need to do all that?
And his relationship with Mario, with AC Slater.
Yeah, right.
Weird.
Like they're best friends, but also that's his worst enemy.
Yeah,
and
I think it's just like convenience, but from the writers.
Yeah,
like,
it
put them
has
in the same
to be,
room.
right?
They had to be in every scene.
Right.
I don't care. They hate
Right.
each other. They love each other. We don't know. No one cares.
Nobody knows, and they're always in competition over the same 3 girls.
Yeah.
That like one of them dates for a while, and then they're not dating randomly in other episodes.
And they just use Screech as like a jerk sock when they're not dating one of them.
Yeah,
I guess.
right. I don't know what I think. I think Screech was probably having sex with all of them.
Everyone on set.
All of them. You know.
Oh my
Dustin
God.
Diamond probably not, but the character of Screech.
Well, no, he became a porn star.
He's the only one who is famous for his sex. Have you ever watched Dustin Diamond's porn? I've never watched it either.
I think I saw like a screenshot when it came out.
He's got a big
I was
dick.
Like, let's see the
I've
dick,
seen
but
pictures.
I don't remember it currently, but I'm sure I looked it up then.
It's like a reasonable sized porn
This
star
is a
dick.
podcast, so we can show you. Oh, it's a video podcast, so we can
It is.
show you. That's
Here's
exciting.
an ASMR of what his dick sounds like.
Right.
So,
It sounds like
it sounds like
the breaking of a Terry's chocolate.
It sounds
Terry's chocolate orange. Now with less orange than ever. We spritzed it with the orange spray from the mall. They actually just put the chocolate next to a bottle of orange cleaner, an orange pledge.
Right.
And it just kind of
That's how they make LaCroix
dissipates.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, they put it next to
just
chemical solvents.
Right.
Also known as, what's it called? Poppers.
Yes.
They're chemical solvents. That's what IMDb. That's what Wikipedia says. Wikipedia's like, I don't know, a chemical solvent that smells like cinnamon. I don't know. Do you consider poppers social, like just like coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did for a number of years.
Bet.
I stopped doing inhalants. I did it. But what's weird about it too is that I got all of my friends into it,
and
like all of my friends are like straight, so it was
Yeah.
like they had no reason to know about poppers, and I found about poppers through like the internet at one point in time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is awesome, and then just went and bought them. Then I found out that a friend of mine also knew about poppers, and they used to go and buy them.
Yeah.
And so like we started a trend, and then all of my buddies bought them.
Poppers.
I did. I got.
How dare you?
I did. I got.
You ruined
everybody
so
on.
many people's lives. You ruined so many men's noses.
That is also deviated
Ugh.
septums. I mean,
And
just
popper burns. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to be hateful.
not
on
to
the
be
pod.
Scottish, but
yeah, not to be Scottish on the pod, which is another rule of podcasting. Never be Scottish.
no murder mysteries, no Scots.
No Scots. Yeah. And also eat on the pod is a third rule.
That is true.
That we learned today. So, you were not alive yet. You were unalived.
Mhm.
Basically, is how the kids would say it today. I guess I don't know.
But when I was in like 5th through 8th grade,
Yeah.
I used to start school at 8 a.m.
Mhm.
And if you woke up at like 6:30, you would catch the end of Married with Children.
Yeah.
On like how many stations there were on my one television.
Right.
And then after that would be Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
And so you could watch 2 episodes of Saved by the Bell, usually, because they're like 20 minutes each.
Yeah.
And then I would go to school.
Learn how to be a sociopath right before school.
Right before school.
Like, oh, this I gotta act today.
Yeah. And I always thought that's what high school was like, too. I mean, I was pretty prepared for...
So much more interactions near the staircase.
Just as much spandex, too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, was... It was... I started high school, like, right around the time of, like, yoga pants. So that was, like, everybody just wore yoga pants all the time. Right. So I was prepared from Saved by the Bell.
I see where you are, okay.
Yeah.
So what year were you born?
So I was born in 97. So.
I was going to say 96, but what you said.
Yeah.
But what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 97.
Mm-hmm.
So you were alive when you were born. Computer animation was a thing.
No.
It was not questioned.
No.
It was like there.
Right.
We're doing this. And, okay, so Saved by the Bells and reruns. When I was a kid, I had a favorite show called Wish Kid.
I don't know Wish
Jafar loves wishes, loves genies always. Wish Kid was voiced by Macaulay Culkin.
Really?
And I loved Macaulay Culkin as a kid. I was obsessed. I used to always count how many Macaulay Culkin movies I'd seen. As a kid, I was like, I gotta see all of them.
I still love Macaulay Culkin.
It was my dream to meet him in Hollywood and get his signature. Oh my gosh.
Have you ever met Macaulay Culkin?
No.
I want this to happen for you now.
So.
I don't. This probably isn't a dream of yours at this point.
Kind of still, but I get upset whenever he's like, "Oh, I'm with my wife." Still to this day. As a kid, I got really sad when there was a tabloid headline that he got married as a teenager. It broke my heart. I didn't understand it as a kid. I didn't understand gayness fully yet. And I was like, married? I was like, what? We were supposed to be friends. You're married?
Yeah.
So he had this show called Wish Kid where he had a magical baseball mitt and he could make wishes on it. And
what year is this? Is this like
it must be 1990?
Yeah,
okay. Like and it was pulled from the air and replaced by Saved by the Bell. So
really?
I, as a kid, always hated Saved by the Bell. Wanted to hate it so bad because I felt like it replaced my favorite show.
Wow.
So I had this not secret, I was very vocal about it.
Your vendetta
against Saved by the Bell. But I still watched it all the time.
It's one of those shows that, like, if you kind of shut your brain off a little bit and just let it happen, like it's a manageable show. It's definitely it's like popcorn. You know, you can just watch a lot of it.
It's I think. Oh shit! We didn't close the window. Rule number 4 of podcasting.
Oh no!
Close the window so you can suffocate. 1 second. Okay. So the reason why this show is so mildly watchable is because it's written by legends Sam Bobrick, who worked on everything from the Andy Griffith Show, Get Smart, and
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell. But yeah, he had been working. He did the Paul Lynde Show, which we covered on episode 2 of this podcast. Bewitched, Gomer Pyle, everything. Even the Flintstones, he wrote 3 episodes for. So we have Bob, what's his name? No, Sam Bobrick, Rick Bob Sam.
He's got 3 first names.
Sam Bobrick and Bennett Tramer and Tom Tenowich. I think Tom Tenowich did write our episodes, and he worked on Mork and Mindy. So we just get these like sitcom juggernauts writing, imagine them writing iCarly and Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
That's basically what's happening.
Right.
So the people that wrote I don't know, Everybody Loves Raymond and Friends and Scrubs and all these huge shows for their times is now in their retirement just writing for Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And I can't watch those new Nickelodeon shows. They're not new anymore. They've been on TV for 20 years. But I still haven't seen them because I wasn't indoctrinated as a kid.
Yeah.
I think you have to be there when they're airing, otherwise they're very hard to get into.
The live action ones, those are always rough.
That's what I'm comparing, the Saved by the Bell to that.
Right.
One set, no overhead lighting, a bunch of kids that are gonna make it in the Marvel universe soon. But
a lot of them, I don't think a lot of them did. Actually, there was like a lot
Okay.
of child stars from Nick that
Oh yeah,
didn't do.
You're right.
Great.
I guess we're just thinking about like the Ariana Grandes.
Right,
you know.
and no, Demi Lovato was with Disney Channel. but-
I may be demisexual, so I'm only interested in Demi Moore and
Demi Lovato. Really?
It's kind of hard.
I never knew that that's what that meant.
That's an option.
It's one option
It's
of.
one option of sexualities. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't recommend being semisexual because like
You can only like semi-trucks.
semi-trucks,
Right.
semicircles. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's
hard
really
life.
really restrictive too.
Hemisexual?
Like
a hemi in a truck?
Yeah.
Like I can't even talk
Yeah.
about it. It's like whew.
Yeah.
Lemisexual.
Oh, I'm a big fan
I bet
of
you are
Lemmy.
lemisexual.
I was lemisexual for a while, but then I realized I didn't like Motorhead as much as I thought.
I love that song. Motorhead,
No,
what's your price for flight?
I want
Finding Mr. Right.
I want the Lemmy. I don't even know what his fucking name is.
I just know because he died. That's really
That's-
why.
yeah.
And that we broke the podcast rule. Don't talk about people
That are
once
dead.
they died.
Right, exactly.
And actually, these writers are dead too.
All of them. Yeah, because they were writing.
Tenowich looks alive.
He seems alive.
He seems alive.
But they all were writing.
He
in the
hasn't written
90s.
anything since City Guys. So these people. Also, we're doing a cool thing I like that happens in Hollywood. They were working on their rival show at the same time. So the rival show was California Dreams. And it was a cast of like 8 kids in California who hung out at a high school. And it aired like right after Saved by the Bell on Saturday mornings. It was like the same time period as Sweet Valley High, which was
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
So like same, but they were all working on the same shows, which
Right.
makes sense because they all have the same feeling.
Yeah. What's that deal with like California in the 90s? Like, it's just like such like a jerk fest for. I mean, it's
the marketing is. It's like almost like they were pushing another Great Migration or something.
Yeah,
like they were
right?
trying to get us to migrate west.
Right.
But that never came about.
No.
They weren't like, come here. They're
Yeah.
like, no, you stay there and idolize
Yeah.
Indiana.
Right.
We don't want you here.
Right.
Yeah. But everyone in LA is from Ohio.
Right. Everybody from LA is not from LA.
No, they
Yeah.
they hate it. People
Right.
from LA are like, let's get out of here. This
Right.
is the devil. This is like, no, I don't want to say
hell.
devil because that's like rude. But like, because we don't mention the devil on podcasts. That's rule number 6.
Wow. I didn't realize. This is my like second podcast. I didn't realize how many
So many rules.
there
Well,
were.
it's because we're doing live video.
That's true.
So that's
that
where
makes
it changes.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that kind of thing.
No.
So Saved by the Bell. Okay, so we have Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Yes.
I love her.
Yeah, that's I only know them by their character names.
Kelly.
Yes, Kelly
Yeah.
Kapowski.
Yeah, Kelly Kapowski. What
Right,
a name.
right,
Whoa.
right.
Really making like a Polish name hot.
Yeah,
And, like,
Kapow. you know?
Kapowski.
Yeah.
And like, cause like honestly, if you watch old stuff, Polish people were the butt of the joke.
Always
in the 70s and the 80s. So I think
She's
that
not
was-
very Polish looking either. I have
No.
to tell you.
Not
Maybe
in
she.
any way. I
She's
don't
not even
know-
really Eastern European looking.
No,
Like-
I don't know any Eastern European people that are like banging.
Yeah. Tell that to Vladimir Putin.
That's
I mean,
true.
He is, quite frankly,
He's Putin on the Ritz.
He is. He's Putin
Yeah.
on my heart is what's happening.
Putin on my heart when I'm with you. I like it because it loses Vladimir right away and it just becomes P-O-O-T-I-N.
Oh yeah.
Apostrophe.
Oh
You're
yeah.
Putin on my heart.
Putin on my heart.
That sounds. Yeah, that
Putin,
sounds like.
tootin'
I would
guitar.
listen to that. It's a single I like.
So and then what's Zach Morris's name?
His name is hard. It's Mark Paul
Gosselaar.
Gosselaar.
Yeah.
But when I try to see it, I can't say it.
It doesn't look like
'Cause I wanna say it's
Gosselaar.
like Gazelier.
Yeah.
Or Gossier or something
Yeah.
like that.
And he's
Gosselaar.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, you look at Ryan Gosling, he knows how to spell that kind of name. You look at Mark Paul Gosselaar,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Go
There's
back
like
to-
an H in there. You don't even know
that.
how it's in there.
No.
Like
That
yeah.
sucks. Okay, I was interested in the casting director. The casting director for the show I was interested in because I was like, who picked these 7 stars? Like, every kid on this show is so good. Lisa is so good. She actually slipped into mental health issues recently.
Oh yeah, that's why she wasn't on the new series.
Yeah.
Of it.
And Screech wasn't there because he's dead.
And we don't talk about him.
We don't talk about people that are dead on podcasts.
Because that's rule number 4.
So is he famous?
Dustin Diamond?
Yeah, I mean,
do you?
That's not the question. That's so rude. Is he famous? I think he is. Is he related to Neil Diamond?
No, I don't believe
that's
so.
Not his son.
No,
I always thought that as a kid.
Did you?
Not
really?
as a kid, because I didn't know his name as a kid. It was just Screech.
But you thought that later in life.
Later in life.
That's a good. He may be. I mean,
yeah.
Well, Neil Diamond. Isn't Neil Diamond from like Laurel Valley?
Laurel Valley
or Laurel Canyon?
I think it's pronounced Laurel Canyon.
Canyon.
Laurel Valley.
Yeah, no, he's
Laurel Canyon.
He's from Laurel Canyon.
Okay, I have a really interesting video to show you,
Oh,
and we'll be right back with more. Princess Jafar's Christmas is canceled after a word from our sponsor. Ooh, we're free once I say that. Doesn't it feel like relief once you say that?
Yeah. Does everything's
How's it going
flashback.
so far? You having a nice time?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat this chocolate in the break.
We are at 24 minutes. We're doing awesome. Dustin Diamond and Cruella de Vil. So I'm pretty sure that this was like his grandma or something, because here's Dustin Diamond and Cruella de Vil saying Merry Christmas from the 90s.
Oh my God.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays and your wonderful dog. Your wonderful birthday.
Love.
Did I do it right? So can you do it for me?
What? Darling.
There we go.
So who? Why does this exist?
I don't know why it exists. I do know why I've watched it 15 times since I found it first, because I'm crazy. This is one of my most watched videos on YouTube. I love it so much. It's so curious. It's so curious.
Everything about it.
Betty Lou Gerson is her name. So, was Betty Lou Gerson related to Dustin Diamond? Alright, there you know. Here's a home video. So, I guess so. Betty Lou Gerson, who voiced... No. All we have is this.
Yeah, maybe they were
People are just wondering. Because of this home video, everyone's
right.
like, were they related? Well, he's dead and so is she, so we'll never know.
Yeah, and also, well, I mean, I guess at the time that video, whenever that was recorded, they were both rather famous actors.
So famous.
Like, what were they doing? What party were they at?
I'm guessing either it's just a home video and they're related, or Disney was like, hey, Screech, Cruella, we're doing a special Mickey Mouse 75th birthday Christmas thing. We need you to record this. You guys live by each other. Go to their house and do it. And then Disney got the tape and they're like, we can't put this on television. This is so janky.
I like the idea that they were both just like at a party and they were like, we've got the two most famous people here. Let's just make a home video with them saying Merry Christmas.
Who is bigger than Cruella de Vil and Screech if it's 1991? Cruella de Vil was huge. In the 90s, they were like bringing that back to VHS. Those toys from McDonald's.
Yeah.
They had a renaissance. And
they did.
Yeah, we're back. Princess Jafar's Christmas is canceled. Saved by the Bell is canceled. It keeps coming back though. They have the wedding in
it's
Hawaii.
not canceled though. There's a new series of it.
That's wild.
Yeah. I hope there's another Christmas episode where one of the kids on there persuades with food a poor homeless woman
to kiss him on the cheek.
And then
says, "That'll do." He says, that's right.
And then sing a Christmas song with her dad, who's sitting right there.
So strange.
That is so okay with all of it happening as well.
And then it ends with them inviting them to live with them.
Yeah.
I said too many times.
And then you never see either of them again.
Oh, true. It's not like they become part of the household.
No, they're just
you should stay with us.
Yeah, they're not even at the same school.
Coincidentally,
like, she's not a new character.
Coincidentally, the next episode was 7 months later.
Was it really?
And all of it was worked out. We never saw any of it.
Actually makes sense.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah,
that's good. Well, so then in that time, it's like, he got on his feet and he got a job.
They had all these episodes in school. We never got to see that.
Yeah, They moved because they realized they couldn't afford California, and that's why they were homeless to begin with. And
Yeah.
That's
Maybe they were just a ghostly apparition to teach Zach a lesson about how to get a kiss.
Well, you know what? There's probably a theory that could like back that up, because they do a Christmas Story in it.
Yeah, it's very ghostly.
Yeah. Which is like, maybe. And they keep kind of like going past each other like ghosts. Mm-hmm. I want to start this theory.
She's also so skinny. You can see her pelvic bones through her jeans.
It's
wild.
They
the
did
casting on that.
Yeah. Also, you can't not talk about Mr. Mooney and Mooney's department store, who is like the most. The whole show is made of just overacting people, and Mr. Mooney somehow is the most overacting person on that whole series.
That's so true. Well, I guess Elizabeth Berkley isn't there yet.
No.
Is she only there for the last season?
I think so. Yeah.
She's my favorite.
Is she really?
Yeah. I love her so much.
Yeah. I don't remember when she comes
When
in,
you said
actually.
overacting, I was like...
Yeah.
I almost said Spice Girls. Showgirls.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, no. She's in it. Jessie, right?
She's Jessie. She becomes Showgirls.
Yeah, right.
Was she in this episode?
Yeah, she's in this because she works with the Santa.
Oh yeah. She's having it rough.
She's not in the first
She's
series.
the punching bag of this episode, which is kind of funny.
She is, and she does the classic line of calling Slater a pig, which is like the like feminist persona that they like tried to give her, and like just they kind of fall short of making it just like a stereotype the whole time.
I see.
You know,
I never picked up on that at all.
Well, that's like her whole that's her whole thing, is she's like an activist and like a feminist, and like the episode, the only reason that I know this is that the episode when she is on pills. Which is on the caffeine pills. They go into her room, and she's got a poster on the wall that is like about nuclear war.
Oh, okay.
Or like nuclear. No, it's a nuclear reactor one.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's anti-nuclear reactor.
Hell yeah.
And it's she's like a feminist. She starts protests at the school in some episodes.
I think my problem with the show is that anything that anyone does, it's like Seven Dwarfs, where I don't really know the difference between them.
Exactly.
Like, are you Dopey or Sneeze? I can't really tell.
It doesn't matter.
Actually, I can't believe I said that, because that's so inaccurate, because I said to take a break to say one thing. Disney actually succeeded in that you know the difference between each dwarf immediately when you see them on screen.
That's true.
Every single one is very recognizable. At that time, goblins would have just been like a weird mess. If Looney Tunes had animated it, they'd just been like all over, like weird.
Right.
But those were actually distinct. And I kind of wish the characters in this show were more distinct. Because they're all mean, creepy, weird, feminists, whatever they need to be in the moment.
Right.
But
then immediately lose their morals.
Yeah.
At the drop of a hat.
I wish they were a little bit more, you're the mean one, you're the sweet one.
Yeah.
A little bit more would have been nice for me.
That's such a good point. They really all are. It's like they couldn't remember who they were writing what for, and so they were just like, everybody's an asshole.
Anyone can take the line.
Yep.
Who wants to save the whales this week?
It
just says part 1, part 2. It doesn't say names.
No, it literally is just like characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so true.
Well.
Wow.
Look at this.
Yeah.
We actually hit a little nugget.
Yeah.
A golden orange nugget.
Wow.
Sponsored by Terry's Chocolate Oranges.
Terry's Chocolate Oranges. Because it's not Christmas time without Terry's.
And even in February, it really brings it in.
It is. It is not February yet. Weird.
I totally jumped the gun.
You can't give that to me because I can't eat this February 1st.
No, this would go bad.
It's still technically Christmas.
It would taste the same, but I would be like, oh, this is definitely stale.
Yeah, exactly.
This
right?
is not right.
Oh no, this is old chocolate
sat
at this
next
point.
to the Lysol too.
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Okay, so you took notes.
I did. I took a lot of notes. I'm looking through most of my notes.
Go ahead. Start reading them.
Most of the first thing I said is, why are the jokes in this show actually so unfunny?
We talked about the writers.
We did, which is like ironic for like the powerhouses that they really are. I mean, but it's just not. They don't. I guess they don't write believable dialogue that kids would say. It's like something that a snappy 1950s like Office Exchange would have.
Well, it makes sense because they were writing for adults all through the 60s,
Right.
70s, 80s.
Exactly. And that's all they know.
Right.
So it makes sense. It's like cigar chomping old men sitting in an office just like, yeah, a small girl would say this.
Right.
You know?
So it feels like more like their coworkers.
Yeah.
Than students.
Yeah, it kind of does. Which, in reality, I mean, that's what school is like.
It is.
It's like you're all stuck with coworkers that you really don't like, and
yeah, and you don't ever have any, you don't create anything together.
Yeah. Would you
Nothing
say
comes out of it?
Would you say generally, and not to get too far off the track of this episode, but would you say that they are the cool kids of the school? There's no like other cool.
There's
kids.
no other kids.
Yeah, there's really
there's like 4 other kids in every scene.
Yeah, and they're all either like jock meatheads, nerds, or girls that Zach Morris is trying to put his dick into.
Yeah.
Or do what I don't know, get
like
a hand job from.
Yeah, the amount of sex that these kids are having,
it's insane.
Based in the implications, just by that's not what I heard.
Yeah,
and they're like
I literally wrote a note about that
my
joke.
Teacher.
Like
what?
It's like, he's got a small dick? Is that like
I don't
what?
know. They're so sexual.
It's really creepy. It's like
crazy.
It should be written about like college kids, and it's not.
Yeah, it's like no hand was unturned.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you? Speaking of college kids, have you watched the College series?
I watched
too?
it when it aired.
Yeah,
but I haven't watched it since.
It's so bad.
I'm sure it is.
It is like so much worse than this. And I watched the first episode, and I said I can't watch it anymore.
Yeah, I remember watching it as Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
it's just like okay, it's on.
Right.
Did you watch the movie? Like they go to
I did.
Hawaii and get married. I saw that one.
I saw there's like a bunch of like specials too.
Sure.
And they were all like separate, but now they just like on TV they have them like all as just like episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I liked Saved by the Bell like as a child. I didn't realize that it was trash.
Would you ever I knew it was trash. I had a pretty good eye for that as a kid. I could tell production value somehow.
Yeah.
I knew it was trash, and it bugged me, as I said, because it replaced my favorite show.
Right.
But other shows that were trash didn't bug me, so I don't know. But
yeah,
what I wanted to say was, shit. The chocolate orange just hit me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's incredibly strong. It's mind melting. Oh yeah. Other types of Saved by the Bell stuff. Have you seen the show that started it all, Mrs. Pringle's?
Yeah.
Pingle? I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I watched. So because the first what they've done is they've taken all of those episodes and they've just turned it into the early episodes of Saved by the Bell. So all of season 1 is just those.
That makes sense.
Episodes, and they call them Saved by the Bell.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Right.
But I was confused when I looked it up recently. So when I first heard about it, I was like, okay, the pilot episode was this show.
Right.
And then they quickly switched it, and it's now about the kids.
Right.
But then when I was looking up today, they made it seem like, as an IMDb, made it seem like there was 2 seasons of that show.
Right.
And then 4 seasons of Saved by the Bell.
Right.
But the first 2 are the same.
Yes, and they got switched. I think because they had the rights to all of it, they just kept releasing it as Saved by the Bell whenever they would like do reruns of it.
Okay.
And so nobody ever knew the difference unless you like had watched
Right.
Mr. Kringle's
Dingle
Hopper.
It's called. Shit. We have producers in the studio. Oh no! Now that they can see that I'm lying about all.
Yeah, right. No,
our producer's gonna look it up for us right now. All the lies.
Mrs. Reese, was it Mrs. Reese?
I can't know. Who Shrunk Saturday Morning is like what they all were known for first, and it's like a get to know next year's TV characters.
Really?
Yeah. So you might want to find that. I think that's available on YouTube. Like maybe we can watch a little bit of that.
Oh, they should do things like that again.
Yeah, like a whole hour of like Modern Family meets
Miss Bliss. Was that what it was called?
It's called Good Morning Miss Bliss.
Good Morning
Right.
Miss Bliss. Yep.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
And yeah, and she ended up not really being a main character in that show. And the principal was going to be like the main character too.
Yeah.
But Mr. Belding is the best character, I think,
great.
in the whole show.
Yeah, and he makes it into the college years.
Right, he does.
And I remember as a kid, my sister saying, "This is just Saved by the Bell. It's the same episodes, but they changed the characters."
Yeah.
And I never confirmed that, but I believed her.
Yeah.
Is that... Can you confirm that? Is it the same premises?
It probably is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But I remember her being like, it was a very Simpsons moment. Like, I feel like Lisa would have said that.
Right.
Like, that's the same episode. They just changed the characters.
Right, exactly. They just added because what Jessie ended up doing Showgirls, and she was like, I'm done with, all of this. Have you ever seen the TV movie, the Lifetime TV movie that was made out of the life of Dustin Diamond on this show?
No.
It's horrendously bad acting, but it's very informative. It's like his side of the story.
Did he produce it?
I think he did actually, and he was like really like they bullied him, and like Mario Lopez was such a dick, and so was fucking Mark Paul Gosselaar, and like it's just it's one of those things where like you're watching and you're just like, yeah, but you're kind of a whiny cunt. Like this is you, and he was like 15, and they were all like 18 or something, and like. It was a whole thing.
I can imagine that Screech was very close to the character.
Yeah. I imagine that as well.
Yeah. And I imagine them also being close to the character of Cool Kids.
Right.
Like, we're not acting
exactly.
and you're not acting. None of us are acting.
Exactly.
Screech is a nerd. We are cool.
I've also heard that they were like all having sex with each other, except for Dustin Diamond.
Not in a gay way though, right?
No, I don't think that
Which
like Mark
so
Paul
weird,
and Mario were.
Because Mario Lopez to me now is such a gay icon. Like, I think of him totally gay.
Yeah.
But
he's not.
then,
He's married.
I know. But it doesn't matter. Like, every gay icon was married.
Right.
In Hollywood. So I don't even think of that.
That's
I'm
fair.
just like,
That's
you're
fair.
gay as fuck. I can see it.
Yeah.
And I don't need proof of marriage.
No, you just know. You feel it.
But I don't feel that. It's almost like there's two Mario Lopez's in my mind. Macho, butch, asshole Mario Lopez, and then like, I'm hosting Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
I'm like gayer than...
Right.
Queer as folk.
He seems like such a nice guy, I
love
like
him.
you could just like sit down and he would like,
double dimple.
Yeah. Exactly. He's adorable.
My name is Mario. Which you probably didn't know.
I didn't know that actually.
So I like love Mario Lopez
because
he's a cool Mario. Growing up, there's not that many cool Marios.
Mario from the game.
Not that cool.
Not really. He's a
even though he's like the most successful superhero of all time.
Yeah.
Movies, games, anything you'd ever want in a franchise, he's got it.
Right.
He's great. Not that cool. And then Mario Andretti.
Yeah.
Not that cool, even though he is a race car person.
Mario Lemieux.
I didn't live in Pittsburgh, so I didn't have that.
So it didn't mean anything to you.
Didn't mean anything. I didn't know that name until I moved to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And Mario Lanza, opera singer.
Oh, yeah.
Which is cool because there's a movie where Kate Winslet, her Mario Lanza album gets broken. I saw this as a kid, and she goes, "But it's Mario!" like that. And I was like, as a kid, I just would rewind that like,
and listen to it,
saying, "Oh, it's Mario!" I'm like, yeah, that's right, Kate.
That's me.
I'm so sorry. Doesn't matter. Of course it matters. It's Mario.
That's me.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you were born in 97.
Yeah.
So you were like. When do you remember TV? Like 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, I think probably like the early TV that I remember is I can remember sitting in my back room watching like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, cool.
And like TV that was on in the late 90s, so like 99, 2000. That's about the beginning of my cognizance.
Braceface. Sabrina
Braceface,
show.
yeah.
Those kind of like weird Saturday mornings that were more like towards like a 12-year-old watching, which we don't get anymore.
Exactly.
Because 12-year-olds don't watch cartoons like that.
Right.
Unless they're like serious anime.
Exactly. Or it was always like it was either that or it was the shows that were made for like 4-year-olds.
Yes.
And below. Yeah. And like once I got like past that point, it was like, oh, I don't want to watch these shows anymore. I'm too old for like Roly Poly Oly.
No, totally.
Like that show fucked. But like
you got to watch it later. That's just
right. And that's what I figured out later was Wonder Pets.
Totally chocolate dinner.
Yep.
Cakes and cookies and sweets.
Yeah.
dinner. Cakes and cookies and cream. The totally chocolate dinner. Eating it's just a dream. Brownies, puddings, all the works. What we'll eat is just desserts. The totally chocolate dinner. Chocolate up and down. The totally chocolate dinner with sprinkles all around. Yeah.
Roly Poly Oly songs are great.
Yeah. The Wiggles. I'll jam the fuck out to some
There you
Wiggles.
go.
But I
Yeah.
never watched it as a kid. I was like, that's lame.
I got
They're
you.
the best musicians.
They
They're
are.
so talented.
I'm sure. Yeah, you're like learning. They have a master class.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, it took us. Like, I could see like fruit salad actually being this magnum opus. They just like pared down and
Right.
pared down and pared down and pared down
Right.
to these like essential. You know.
Right, exactly. It was just a 4-chord song
Yeah,
at the
they
end of the
got
day.
it. Yeah,
And
at
there
the
it
end
is.
of it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so
but that's my cognizance of
yeah.
TV.
And what were you watching around like 12 years old, 13, 14 years old?
I was still like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and Disney Channel had shows that were still like they were still entertaining and they weren't like stupid yet.
Yeah.
And then there was a period like right when I hit probably like 14 or 15 that TV just took a downturn spiral and it was
got,
just
like,
bad.
It got like zany.
It was zany but not funny.
Right.
And it was like
Irreverent.
yeah.
Humor was really taking over.
Did you ever hear of the show Victorious? That's where
I've seen so many clips of it. I never watched it,
but that's where
Instagram loves it.
Yeah, because that's where fucking
Ariana
Grande came
Yeah.
from, right?
Yeah.
And she like that show would rot your brain. Like it was so dumb and so stupid, but it was one of those shows that it was like kind of entertaining to watch, right? And that was like that was the end of it.
It makes me feel itchy, like right on the backside of my neck.
Mhm.
Makes me want to walk away.
Yeah.
Like this, move my body while I'm still watching it.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel like I'm itchy and like I need to be doing something better.
Right.
But I need to know what happens next.
It gives me
It's
that
very
like
addictive.
anxiety of
Maybe it creates a FOMO in kids.
Yeah.
'Cause it's a bunch of cool kids and it's like I have to keep watching this. I need to know what's going on.
Right.
So I am going through a problem right now. Luckily, no one listens to this that I'm about to talk about.
Yeah.
But we're like 40 minutes into the episode, so there's no way that they're listening at this point.
Right.
So they're out. 17 minutes, they're out. We didn't even get to any of the.
We
facts,
haven't even
so
talked about Saved by the Bell.
If you want to talk about it, go ahead and watch it. Who cares? We talked about it. Go watch it. I am a comedy queen as a drag queen.
Yeah.
I write jokes. I write parodies. I perform comically.
Right.
I'm always trying to make people laugh on
Right.
the mic. You know, you saw that when we had that like 50-minute switch.
Right.
And I was just talking the whole time.
Right. Exactly.
And making people laugh though.
That was great. No,
Right?
that was my
that's
favorite part.
Favorite thing to do. But I am in this world of comedy queens who are
Yeah.
self-branded, and that's the thing. It's like you can just name yourself a comedy queen. You don't have to be funny.
Right.
You don't have to. So I think it's because I'm raised on classic joke setups.
Yeah.
From the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I love it. It's like this. Okay, the situation is funny.
Yeah.
And then here's 20 jokes.
Right.
About that funny situation.
Right.
And I think that so many comedy queens I come across now are like, here's the funny situation.
And that's it.
You're going to laugh at that.
Yeah.
And I've seen a performance once where this queen was ironing clothes on the stage.
Yeah.
And it's like, ha 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 ha. She's just doing her laundry. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if that was the intention, that's funny.
Right.
Oh, they're going to watch me do my laundry
Right.
and tip me. That
Yeah.
wasn't the joke, you know?
No.
Today we're going to be making one of my favorite recipes. First, you're going to want to pour yourself 2 cups of water into a glass. All right, let's try it out.
But it didn't go into a song.
Yeah.
It didn't go into a joke. There was like nothing there. And I'm saying this whole long thing, but
Right.
I want to blame these shows because they teach kids that like a funny thing is, okay, so what I'm trying to start saying is, like, it's amusing.
Right.
It's not funny. It's not a
Right,
joke. It's
exactly.
amusing.
But
So,
that's
like,
the whole thing.
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing. Like a week or two ago, I saw this stand-up night, and this person goes, I went on a date, and this guy, it was so awkward. He put his finger near my butt and then smelled it, and it's like, ha, you know, is that the kind of laugh you want from an audience?
Yeah,
it's like painful. It's like, that's not even funny enough.
Yeah,
it's also normal. Oh, he touched you, and then like, he wanted to know what you smell like.
Yeah.
You're supposed to smell people before you have sex with them. What if he could smell an infection on you? What if he could, like, smell shit on you? Like,
I wonder why he did that more than anything.
Right? But, like, it wasn't explored. There wasn't jokes.
There was no joke around that.
It just made me feel.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like those shows all hit that, like.
Yeah. It's a single laugh, and then just kind of keeps going. It goes to something else.
It's painful too.
Yeah.
I feel pained when I'm laughing from it, which is weird.
I think our attention spans are different now too. That's what they're trying to bank on, is like everybody just, I don't know, nobody concentrates long enough on one thing that it's like you could make that many jokes about it without somebody just being like, all right, let's watch something else.
Yeah.
So I bet that's probably part of it. But Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
It's still going. When I wake up in the morning
and the alarm gives out the warning,
I don't think I'm gonna make it on time.
By the time I grab my books
and I get myself a look,
I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus
fly
by. Yeah.
It's
alright, because I'm saved by the...
When the teacher pops a test,
I know I never messed. And my
I
dog
know I'm in a mess, right?
Yep.
Dog ain't on my homework last night. Riding low in my chair. She don't know that I'm there. If I hand it in tomorrow, I'll be alright.
Yeah.
I had this trick I did in high school where, and you can use this, people listening. You're not in high school anymore, probably, but I would wait till the thing was given back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say, I got this back and it didn't have a grade on it.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's a really good one.
Thank you so much. It worked several times.
Yeah.
You can't repeat it with the same teacher.
No, definitely not.
Because they get so mad. They're like, but you didn't.
That's
and it's like,
good.
I got it back. It was in your stack.
That's fucking good.
Yeah,
That's a
and
really
they're like,
good one.
It's like everything is exploding in their minds, and
because they know.
They know, but there's like
they can't do anything.
It's so good.
I used to have
it's a waiting game, just like wait till they get back.
I used to have a math teacher that would just come by and look to make sure our homework was done. She never graded it.
Yeah.
We would go through and like grade it ourselves, right?
Sure.
And what I would do is I would just never do my homework, and I would keep the same page. I would like write in numbers, right? And I would just be like, "Oh, this is my work."
Right.
And she'd like look at it and she'd be like, "Okay." It's like I was like an okay student, so she was like, she didn't care.
I don't know how kids would cheat today because we had like written books. So like we would usually distract the teacher. We'd have like 3 kids working on the same thing.
Right.
One person would go up and change like everyone's grades for the better.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it's not, and then we would be like creating some kind of...
Right, you should create distraction.
Yeah.
I miss those days of like, you know that you get your teacher on a tangent in such a way, and then the one kid in the back that never talks is like, well, wait a second, how does this work? And you just get them talking about something completely unrelated to the class.
Or maybe like that strokes their ego a little bit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, that's, it's...
I want to stroke your ego a little bit. Ask you about, not really. Were you learning music in school?
No, I was one of the first generations of No Child Left Behind. I did learn.
Oh no.
I was a Bush administration kid.
So that means what? They cut all arts?
Yeah, it was the beginning of like cutting arts. So if you wanted to do if you wanted to learn an instrument, it was like a separate class, right?
Yeah.
And then in 4th grade we learned recorder. And that was I used to like sing. We used to have like music class.
Yeah.
But music class, for some reason, my music class was taught by a woman who I'm pretty sure was like an old flower child, but I never really like got to know her well enough.
Mm-hmm.
But she showed us lots of music that like I think back
nice.
now today, and I'm like, oh, this was like influential to me, right?
I see. Was she showing you top 40, or was she showing you Cuts, like deep cuts.
She was showing us the first time I ever listened to Pennsylvania 6500 by Glenn Miller was in her class. The first time I listened to Your Mama Don't Dance and Your Daddy Don't Rock and Roll was in her class. Those were songs that my parents would play those songs too, but I knew that that's where I got them from, right?
Oh, that's great. When did you start
writing music?
Yeah.
I wrote my first song. I wrote one of my first songs in high school. I wrote a parody of Black and Yellow by Wiz Khalifa, and I called it Red and Yellow, and it was about being a Soviet. Wow. And it was it was not funny. It was not very good. But I had I had a couple of verses in it at the very least, right? But I didn't start writing music in any sort of quote unquote serious manner until 2020.
Okay.
And I wrote some stuff then, and then after that I just kind of went off and started writing because I got a band together,
right?
And it was I knew that I wanted to play original stuff, and in order to play original stuff you have to write it.
Do you write the music as in you write the notes and things?
No, I'm self-taught guitar.
Yeah.
So I do all of it from I know notes, I know music theory vaguely because I was a musical kid, and so I learned, and I was a choir kid, and so I know that stuff, but that's not how I write. I write chords, or I write songs out.
Okay.
And then I go back and I kind of sing them, and I'm like, okay, well, this is the chords for this in such a way. Yeah.
And then you work with your bandmates. Do they come up with their own parts?
I trust anybody that I play with. I just trust, and I say, know what to do. And if I don't necessarily ever not like things, but it's if I don't necessally, if I say hey, you should try it like this, they try it like that, but it's not necessarily always how they do it. So.
Okay. That's interesting to me because when I like what you said. I also work with people that I trust fully to make decisions.
Right.
And it's often hard for people when they first start working with me to understand how much in control they are. But I in a way, if I work with somebody for the first time, second time, I try not to give them any direction.
Yeah.
And then once I know what they are doing, then I'm enhance that part.
Yeah.
Minimize that part.
Yeah.
But I try not to restrict them a couple times. I'm specifically thinking when I order artwork from somebody, either a fan art, a picture of myself, or a flyer or something.
Yeah.
And it's the first time we're working together. I'm I want to see what you do. Some of the worst collaborations are when they are trying to match me.
Yeah.
And it's why is this black and red?
Yeah.
And so dark and gothic, and they're that's how you dress. All your clothes are black and red. You're Princess Jafar. I'm but I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm I want
what you do.
Yeah, what you do.
Exactly.
So it's weird when they try to match me, but it's no, I want.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So that's cool. So you've been working with Sunny Daze?
Yeah, that's
Wait, does the title of the band actually make sense? Sunny Daze and the Weathermen, is your band the Weathermen?
But so we have this argument all the time.
Yeah.
When I started it, I said that we should be the Flower Punks because
that's memorable,
right?
And it sounds like a genre.
I
listen to flower punk.
That's what I've been kind of making it into is
genre?
That's the genre that I make, I guess.
You're making that up?
That's
Wow.
But it's
here. You heard it on the pod first.
Yeah, thank you.
Flower punk. I love that. It sounds
took
a gender as well.
Yeah, right. It's
so
very
open.
It's the.
You should change your band name to that. It's not too late.
It's too late at this point.
Flower punk.
I said to my guitarist, I was my guitarist who is no longer even with me. I was I think we should be the Flower Punks because it's we're not making punk and we're not making hippie music, but we're
Pittsburgh.
making
what flower punk sounds like Pittsburgh. It is hippies who like rock. Rockers who are chill.
Right.
It's all of that. It makes
it's
sense.
all of it. It's an all-encompassing.
You should. I'm not trying to be too.
No.
I get this way when people talk about ideas. I'm do this, but you don't have to listen to me. But you should at least call your studio Flower Punk Studio. Call something. Make a Instagram name it. Claim it. Make it make it, just claim it because it's very good. And,
Yeah.
and as soon as we say it out loud,
Right.
not even if we don't even publish this,
Right.
it's going to come up with it.
No, of course, yeah.
Immediately. So that's strong. I like that a lot, Flower Punk.
I've found like there's like playlists that people call flower punk, but
Okay.
like the perception, and it's vaguely close to like what I
Yeah.
consider flower punk, but it's not
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I have like sort of, I think lots of things are punk. I look at punk
too.
in the
I
way
call
of like
what I do punk.
I would call
Yeah.
what you do punk
I
also.
appreciate that, yeah.
It's like the all encompassing
It's
punk.
hard for
It's
people.
not
When people, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a punk performer. Like,
Right.
You know, I'm like very confrontational with the audience. I go nuts.
Right.
Because I went to about 125 punk shows.
Right.
In undergrad and high
Yeah.
school and stuff like that. So that's where I learned what interactions are
Right.
with the audience and what that is.
Right.
So now that I'm in a different aesthetic, I
Right.
think punk aesthetic is not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well, I am sometimes, but punk
Yeah.
behavior, energy,
it's the
attitude.
feeling, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like nobody considers like what punk was when it was being created in the 70s or even in the 60s when you look at like proto punk, right? And it's like
never have.
yeah, there's I mean like places like CBGB in
Yeah.
New York City. So like
I've seen that shirt.
Yeah, I love that brand. It's like Joy
Coles.
Yeah, yeah. But like CBGB, I mean, there were bands like the Talking Heads were at CBGB. Blondie was at CBGB, and they are punk, but
Right.
like they're not punk in the way that like if you heard like a Blondie song, you wouldn't be like, oh, this is a punk song,
surf punk.
right?
You would give it another word.
Yeah, there would be different. It'd be like new wave, right, or
Yeah,
something
new wave.
else. It's not, but
Yeah.
like it's punk and it's at its core
Yeah.
because it's that attitude.
Right.
That's what makes it punk. I think.
When I was getting ready to talk to you today, I was looking at your playlist. Mm-hmm. Did you make it, or did someone make it?
Me and Dan made it.
Oh, that's awesome. I wasn't sure if it was like a fan made thing.
No, it's
I was looking up the genres of some of the artists on your playlist, and I made the mistake of asking Google, and Google made fun of me so bad for like 20 minutes. I was like, Google, what genre of music is Frank Zappa? And Google was like, Frank Zappa put out 60 albums from punk to jazz to it's not genre.
Right.
It's not genre. So your music also kind of feels like rock.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. Because it's so big, you have to just put like a vague word on it.
That's exactly. And the thing is, especially, and I've realized this more and more, and I'm still committed to not saying it, but like realistically, what would get me probably like more notice in like feeds or like Instagram algorithms is if I was to put like hashtag indie scene, right?
What does that mean now?
Like indie music.
Yeah.
It's still it's a sound. It's a very specific sound.
Not a level of finances?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
And so that's like
you could be like a millionaire in Chicago making
indie
sound.
music, right? Like Mac DeMarco, like people call Mac DeMarco like indie music, or like Arctic Monkeys, and it's like they're not indie music.
I would never consider that. That's so funny.
Or like alternative, right? It's like, and I don't want to like umbrella term myself like that in such a way. It's like, yeah, it's alternative to whatever you're listening to on the radio, but it's not like, it's its own, it's music. That's what it is. Like,
well, it's not alternative to everything in Pittsburgh's radio, because Pittsburgh's radio does play a lot of, I feel like, your style.
It plays
like the college radio stations, like the 90 point whatevers.
Right.
When you practice with your band, you're all there. You all have to be there.
Yeah.
And how different is the practice from the live show?
We're much more unfiltered in our practices.
Oh.
We're just not that we're like racist or anything. We're just like we're just a bunch of assholes. We just make dick jokes all the time.
I see. Yeah.
I don't know if I was an actor for 12 years. I acted.
Actor, right? You went to like
I was
January 6th.
That January 6th.
I love
all
work.
the big ones.
I love your work.
Thank you. I acted all through like grade school, all through high school. I did stuff in school, out of school, like a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah.
College. I have a minor in theater. And then so I've always liked performing.
Yeah.
But I was never performing as myself. And like being on stage, that was like the first time that I got to actually perform as me, right? It's not some character. So I try to be
That's
like
great.
as real.
Made me smile.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
I try to be as real as like I can when it comes to like being on stage, you know, but
Yes,
it's sometimes
because it's hard to keep up a persona.
Right.
Also.
Exactly.
It's hard.
It's like I'm just not, thank you.
I start in persona and then quickly leave it. All my shows start high pitched cartoon character, and then before you know it, it's this voice.
But I feel like that's the thing though with your stuff is that like just watching you even the one time, I mean, it feels very much like it's so you.
Thank you.
Like it is very true to like you, what I know about you.
Yeah, I try to be consistent.
It feels authentic.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to be. I try to well, it's weird because I'm playing it up.
Right.
But I don't know.
It's you, but it's like because I maybe it's sort of like what I feel too of like it's like a larger version of yourself. It's like a magnified.
Yeah. I always it's really basic, not from your world, but in my world, to say that I feel like Pee Wee Herman and Elvira. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like when I'm on stage, I feel like Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, well, if you've seen his show, he does this. He like talks to the camera, but in his live show, which you can see on YouTube, he's way meaner to the audience.
Really?
Yeah. He treats them like they're dumber than him, but that they're so. I don't know if I want to say this to the podcast because it is one of my secrets of performance, but I'll tell you this. I might cut it. My secret is that I am talking to the audience as if we're in the same classroom, and it's my turn for show and tell, but none of them want me to be talking, and no one, you know what I mean? Like, we're all in the same classroom. This like weird thing. I know you all, and it's not September.
Yeah.
It's March. It's April.
And everybody
we
knows
are
you at this
sick of
point.
each other. Yeah, and it's like we know everything, and it's like shut up, and it's like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm in charge right now.
No.
So that's very like, bratty.
Yeah.
Self-important.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. It works really well for me to that dynamic because it puts us on the same level. Because it's hard. I insult my audience, but I also insult fake members of my audience, which is, I learned from Rodney Dangerfield. And his name was
Don Rickles.
he was the voice of Mr. Potato Head.
Don Rickles.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Fuck. It's like Rick or
Don Rickles.
But you hockey puck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember. But anyways, they would say they would be making fun of audience members. And then I heard from someone who saw the show, they're like, and then you look, and there's no one there. Like, you know, they're making fun of this like pregnant woman.
Yeah.
And then you look and there's no pregnant woman. They just invented an audience member to make fun of. And so I do that a lot.
That's good.
I'll point out someone that's not even there.
Yeah.
And like start making fun of them.
And everybody's looking around.
Yeah. Or they're just like, oh, not me.
Yeah.
But so it's weird because I want my audience to feel safe.
Yeah.
Like we're all like punk queers at this space, and the ones out there, they're the enemy.
Yeah.
Like they're like, you know, the government.
Yeah.
The white man, whatever.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, sometimes those people that are out there are in the audience in my mind. So I'm like, yo, you're the criminal.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it's a weird thing, but like, I'm giving the audience the benefit of the doubt that we're in the same grade, but it's just my turn. And I say that a lot to people too, because people love talking through shows.
Yeah.
Which is like I get it, but also like shut the fuck up for 5 minutes.
Right.
And I just like, I'm like, would you talk like this at a ballet?
Yeah. Right.
You know, or like not even the ballet, any sort of sit down experience.
It's so awful.
I saw the winning queen's performance this weekend from the Miss Blue Moon pageant. And the video I was watching it on, you can hear someone in the background talking. This is the winning number, and you came out for this.
Right.
What is so important?
Right.
What the fuck could you possibly have to say?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It's so
everyone
dumb.
should be silent. Like, leave.
That's just and I hate that, and I don't say this to anybody who comes to my I don't know if we're recording this or not, or where this
Yeah,
is.
we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't say this to people that, like, you know, come to my shows, but, like, I really do have this opinion of, like, if you're gonna show up just for my set, like, don't come. Like,
Oh,
just,
that's very
you
rude,
know,
too.
because I think it's so rude to, like,
Yeah.
have an audience, build an audience, and then
Right.
just, like I had a show recently, and a bunch of people showed up for us, right?
Yeah.
And, like, we were second to last, and, like, I went back in to, like, watch the other guy, because, like, I got to debrief
Right.
after shows, right? Like, I
Yeah.
need to, like, just kind of calm down and come down. So, like, I went to a different space, and then I came back, and there was, like, half of the audience there. And I was like, you all, like, it's great that you all came out for
Right.
us, but, like, stay and, like, watch everybody, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like, go to the show and see the show. Like, you wouldn't
Right.
watch half of a play, right?
Right.
Because you saw your favorite part in it. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah. No, yeah, totally.
So, I don't know. And I know that, like, people were like, oh, well, I gotta work in the morning, and,
Yeah.
like, you know, I gotta leave. And it's like, I get that. But,
No,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. I had to leave my first show early without seeing the last acts. And I felt terrible about it. It was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
But, like, I had to work at, like, 9 a.m. the next day. And it was
Yeah.
like, it was like 12 o'clock. And I was like, well, I can't just stay here all night. Like, there's another 2 bands playing.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's just weird. It's a
Yeah.
weird climate for everyone. But
Yeah.
I loved Elvis Night.
Yeah.
I want to do it again on his actual birthday next year.
Yeah.
So we did it in December, I think.
Nice. Yeah.
And up next we're doing Smash Mouth Night, Will Smith Night. We're doing Cameo and Lil Nas X, I think, in the same night.
Wow.
So kind of similar.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the others, but I'm excited to keep that going in spirit.
That's good stuff.
So your music is available on SoundCloud.
As of right now, but we're working on our EP.
Okay, great.
It's going to be out probably before the end of April.
And where will you put that?
That's going to be on Spotify.
Okay.
You can come see us live. We're going to be at Bridge Music Bar on February 24th.
Cool.
Also, if you feel like coming up to State College, we'll be up there on the 16th,
Nice.
and the 17th we'll be at Forge Urban Forge Winery over in Munhall.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
So when you finish your EP,
Yeah.
put it on Bandcamp first.
Fuck yeah.
And
No.
sell it to your audience.
Yeah.
Get those 70 sales.
Yeah.
And then put it on Spotify. Even the next week.
Yeah.
But just wait. Don't give it away for free yet. Because
Yeah.
you do have 70 people that will buy it.
Yeah.
Maybe even more. But yeah, try to do that first.
Yeah. No.
It's usually what I do is I put it on. I do. It's like SoundCloud is the most sketchy, and then Bandcamp is like pretty. Like I'm okay with that music.
Yeah.
And then Spotify is like, okay, this has been mastered or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But I try to put it on Bandcamp first, just to sell it to those 40 people that might actually give me that $400.
Right.
And then because you'll never make any money on
Right.
Spotify. But your music is good. You have like how many people are in your group?
As of right now, we've got 5.
Yeah.
But we're in the process of getting new players because we want like a brass section.
Yeah.
We want a keyboard player and
That's exciting.
other like auxiliary percussion, all
Right.
sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you know anybody for keys,
I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. For keyboards, I bet I do.
Yeah.
I'll try to find somebody. Thank you so much for talking with me today.
You're welcome. This has been Saved by the Bell.
This has been Saved by the Bell. Do you like Christmas?
I grew up celebrating Christmas and Hanukkah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, both.
My dad's
Best
Jewish.
of both
yeah.
worlds.
Yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
I got
awesome.
like an extra Christmas.
Yeah, that's great. So do you still celebrate it in your adult life?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
I do.
And do you have a favorite present you've gotten?
Ooh.
Or given?
Oh, that's a good one. My mom bought me my like favorite suit jacket this past year. Yeah, wait.
That's cool.
I'll show you.
Yeah. That's a good gift.
It's well, so she's always been like one of the most supportive people of like the weird fashion that I have.
That's really great.
Yeah, which is like, you know, it's what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And she a couple years ago. I mean, like I slowly moved into like buying just like strange clothes. Yeah, so this was.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah,
it's a full suit.
So I had
yeah.
the pants, and then I got the suit. But yeah,
wow,
it's a full suit.
That's great. That's a good look.
It's
pretty, sharp.
It's pretty fun. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's very like business 70s UK.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's
I think a turtleneck.
That's what I do with it.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, black turtleneck.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Also today you got one of your best presents ever, which was an M&M Slim Shady.
I did. I got the best belt buckle in the world.
It flashes. It lights up.
I'm so excited for it.
I'm so happy. And then you got a Nelly one as well. You can give away.
I'm gonna
one of your loved ones.
I'm going to give it to my loved ones. I may put it on their grave. Like
good idea.
You know,
it
like
could. It might cause their death as well.
And we know what happens whenever they die.
We don't talk about them.
Not on podcast.
Not on podcast.
No.
Well, thank you, Max.
Thank you
for joining me today. Everyone, look out for Sunny Daze and the Weathermen with an E on SoundCloud. Look it up on Spotify very soon. When you hear this, it will already have been out.
Follow us on Instagram.
Instagram will be
at
there.
Sunny Daze PGH.
Sunny Daze DAZE.
Yep.
I'm Princess Jafar, and Christmas is canceled. Bye, Habibis.
That's right. She might be canceled, but Miss Jafar is still fierce. Don't you ever forget. Princess Jafar is fierce. And I'll say it again for the kids in the back. Christmas is canceled, but Princess Jafar is still fierce. We love you, my Arab pop princess. And you stay safe. Have a fabulous year. That's right, darling. Remember, the holiday spirit lasts all year round, so I want you to carry that with you everywhere you go. Princess Jafar, Happy New Year. May it be filled with love, laughter, and the madness of Gia, because Gia is what? Sickening. That's right. We love you. Bye.